Welcome to Your Success Podcast. We give you actionable insight and stories behind real-life success wherever you go. Here are your hosts, Angelos and Mo.
Your Success Podcast is proudly sponsored by Your Tax Partners, specialists in helping business owners and property investors to understand the wide range of tax issues that impact on their income, gains, and overall wealth. Now, let's get into the show. Welcome to Your Success Podcast. I'm Mo.
I'm Angelos.
And today we're recording our 50th episode. Woo! And to celebrate, we're going to run through some of our favourite episodes. So if you missed any, this would be a great quick way to go back and work out which ones you want to check out.
Yeah, no, I can't believe it. We've released 50 episodes.
I know, it's mad, isn't it?
We started back in October and we've just been working like animals, really, to get it out there. And I'm really proud of what we've done.
Yeah.
So today we're going to run through our favourite episodes.
Yeah.
Or some of them anyway. And if we don't get a chance to mention your favourite episode, listener at home, please let us know what your favourite episodes are. hello@yoursuccesspodcast.com or via Facebook, Instagram or Twitter. So let's crack on. What would you say is your favourite episode, Mo?
I think my favourite one is probably the episode where we actually just talked about ourselves.
Oh, right, okay.
So that was episode 2, Who Are Angelos and Mo? What did you think of that one?
One of my favourite, especially 50% of that was absolutely outstanding.
A bit about me, yeah.
Yeah.
It was 24 Minutes of Gold, released in the 9th of October 2017. No, it was a good one. Nice to set a bit of context, but let's move on to our next one.
Yeah, so one of my favourites is the Jackie Tomes episode.
Yeah.
I think that was episode 7, where we talked about vision and the importance of setting out your why and your vision, because that's so fundamental to anything you do in life, really. And if what you're doing in your career, your business, or whatever else it is, and it's not aligned with what makes you happy and what really makes you tick, then you're probably not going to be achieving the
100%.
best.
And we talked about it in our book. I don't know if we mentioned the book. That's coming out on the 24th of September.
Did you say 24th September?
That's it, this year.
Yeah. Cool.
And I think we've talked about a vision in that a lot, and then the episode 19 with Jackie that was about how to set goals at work. Both of those things are covered really heavily in the book, because it's a really important part of defining what is success to you and how to get there. Yeah. Those two are really good. I really liked episode 8 with George Coucher.
Oh, yeah.
And the bit I really liked about that interview was where we were talking about how to sell the UK as an investment to other countries and to bring money into the UK. And he was saying it's not about selling, it's about understanding what the other person wants and then reframing what you've got to offer in terms of that. And I thought that was really good, because that's quite relevant to all kind of business and life in general, actually.
Yeah, it was, and he brought great experience to that interview. And it's quite insightful what he had to say about dealing with other countries other than the UK, and the different relationships that you need to have and understandings of their culture.
Yeah, 100%.
Before you start getting some investment returned back in the UK.
Yeah, I like that one.
Let's not forget episode 13 with Mr. David Thomas, the legend.
So funny.
The legend, Mr. David Thomas.
I think that's probably one of the funniest episodes.
Yeah.
Funny for us, as in, it might not be the funny for people listening at home, but when we recorded it, it was just like hilarious, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
he's such a funny guy.
For those of you who may not have come across Mr. David Thomas, and I suggest you listen to episode 13, is that he is the world record holder for memorising pi to 22,500 places. Yeah, which is a phenomenal achievement, because pi obviously is a random number.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that he didn't get it right first time. Yeah. So he had to go and do it a couple of times. And he got there in the end, and he's been interviewed by Oprah Winfrey and all these other amazing people, and he's a world speaker now. So he's on the world stage educating people on how to become better at memorising stuff. And he's done some awesome stuff.
And some insane stuff in the gym at the minute as well. Yeah. He's really lost. He wasn't out of shape before, as far as we could tell from the interview, but he's really, really trimmed up, and I think he's doing bodybuilding and stuff now. So.
Yeah, I completely understand where he's coming from.
Been following after you.
Yeah, I'm his inspiration. What's next on your list, Mo?
My next one is 30-second elevator pitch, which is episode 14. And the bit I liked is the fact that when we did it, without any kind of practice or rehearsal, you actually got it to exactly 30 seconds, which I thought was really, really nice.
Yeah, you had your little stopwatch.
Yeah,
we got it to 30 seconds.
We got it to 30 seconds. And again, that was really good, but also it's a really serious thing about actually knowing what you represent and what you can offer other people and framing it in a way that communicates that really well.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really good, yeah. What's your next one?
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
That's not so much because of the content, but it's more because at the time there was this mad hysteria, end of 2017, where everyone had to be on Bitcoin. If you weren't going to be on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, you're going to miss out.
Yeah.
FOMO, right?
FOMO, 100%.
Fear of missing out. Yeah. And so I think at the time it was one Bitcoin was worth nearly $20,000.
Yeah.
Now it's dropped to 6,700 as of June 2018. So it's a massive, massive drop. And a lot of the people out there who were saying Bitcoin's the next, it's the next savior to humanity have quietened down quite considerably. But I think the key point of that episode is that we both agreed that it was very much a speculative gamble as opposed to an investment. And I'd like to think that we've been vindicated. We're not saying cryptocurrency is dead, but I think it's calmed down a little bit and people are reevaluating it and maybe looking at their digital wallets going, perhaps.
And looking at the reasons, I've no doubt that the cryptocurrency, as we discussed in it, cryptocurrency as a technology and things like that has a future, but in terms of just jumping on the bandwagon because something's like skyrocketing, that's linked in heavily with episode 20 around shiny pennies as well, and just like knowing what is your core business, what is it that you're focusing on. It's fine to have speculative investments as long as, it's fine to speculate as long as you don't call it an investment and expect to like an actual return on it.
Yeah, I mean, you have the common man, if we can use such a phrase, saying left, right and centre on social media. Everyone was talking about Bitcoin. We went to the estate agents buying a property and they were asking us about Bitcoin. And everyone wanted in on this Bitcoin. And it's just mad. And
it was.
And it's just levelled off.
Well, we called it Bitcoin madness, and that is what it was at the time.
Exactly.
So the next one I've got is Pricing for Profit with Peter Hill.
Oh, yeah.
And that was episode 21, and then the return episode for episode 39, talking about the price of success. Just every time we go and interview Peter, it's an education. It really is, yeah. It's like schooling.
I like
really
to call him the legend, but I know if his kids are listening to this, then he's probably going to get some ripping for it. But the man literally knows business inside out. He's been working for decades in consulting and helping businesses grow, and he's learned a lot. He's also an author. Yeah. And that's what the episode was about, his book, Price for Success. Yeah. And some of the myths about pricing that we think are actual facts. Yeah. But the book just dispels a lot of these things and just lays it out for any up and coming entrepreneur looking to understand the world of pricing.
Definitely. No, it's really, really good.
Oh yes. And then we had James Jordan.
We did, yeah. Episode 23 putting us both to shame.
Yep, investing in your health. Yeah. I'm sure the ladies at home, or maybe some of the men as well, really appreciated his ripped body.
Yeah, yeah.
Not too dissimilar to mine. So we also learned there that six-pack, I thought that a six-pack was born in the kitchen. Yeah. But he corrected me. Yes, it does help eating the right food, but you need to be doing a lot of exercises, and not just in your six-pack area, you need to be doing complete, full-body exercises to get that dream six-pack. Which was a great.
I think it was a really good episode, and also important for a lot of our listeners that are business people and entrepreneurs that maybe don't focus on that, and it's certainly something that needs to have focus on it, as well as being busy.
I mean, as well as feeding your brain with great podcast material, such as
books
ourselves, and our book. You need to be investing in your health.
Yeah.
And when we say you need to, it probably needs to be your number one investment you make in your life. Health is absolutely paramount, because without a healthy body, there's no point doing anything else, because you're just going to spend all your money and effort trying to repair your body if you haven't looked after it in the beginning.
So episode 24, really enjoyed as well, which is our interview with Andrea, who is an aspiring Hollywood actress and doing really well and has been in some big films, and just really hearing about the resilience you need in that industry. And it's kind of cutthroat, and it's a lot of hard work, but also there's a lot of teamwork that goes into actually preparing for films, and you make some really good friends and things like that. So, but just really following your passion and doing something you really love really came across, I think, in that interview. She really loved it.
Yeah, I enjoyed that episode, because we're all about success, and it's success in every field. And to have someone who was born and raised in Plymouth to go out and work with big names like Christian Bale, Tom Cruise, and do amazing stuff on Dark Knight Rises, and Wonder Woman, all these great films, it's amazing, really. It just makes it a little bit more real.
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Then we had Mr. Mark Stokes, another man who has incredible wisdom when it comes to business, dealing with multi-billion pound projects around the world in his time, in his corporate career. Now he's doing very, very well in the world of development, doing some major projects. And he's just a nice, humble guy, but just full of wisdom that you could just listen to all day and learn. So that was episode 26.
Yeah, I really
enjoyed it. He talked to us about how he ran 251 kilometers through the Sahara Desert. And he shared some pictures of his blisters afterwards, and they were savage.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
But great
No,
guy.
it was really good. I really liked speaking with Mark. And again, you just pick up such great nuggets from that. So that was episode 26. Episode 27, really enjoyed. We went up to London and interviewed Ollie Phillips, who was the ex-England Rugby Sevens captain and had a life-changing injury that actually meant he had to stop playing. And now he's got a really great job in PwC as the Director of Digital Transformation, I think was his title. But just really showing, firstly, the ability to overcome adversity and also the transferability of skills that he's learned in one area that he can bring to another and really add a lot of value in another space. And again, just a really nice guy and really enjoyed sitting down with him.
Yeah, it was great. And purely from a setting point of view, we had the view of the London landscape behind us because PwC's building is outstanding.
Yeah, really nice.
In the middle of London.
Yep.
And a really nice guy. I really liked episode 30 with James Marks. We talked about how to pick yourself up on those down days because as an entrepreneur, or in any field, whether it's your work or whether it's your personal life, we all experience down days. And it's okay. You know, you don't need to beat yourself up. If you get a tyre puncturing, you don't go out and shoot the other 3 tyres just because you're having one bad day or a bad time. And he talked to us about the importance of experiencing that, working through it, and bringing yourself back out of that darkness and resuming to full power, to full happiness.
Talking about gratitude and forgiveness and things like that. That was really, really interesting,
And then, Mo, you went on holiday.
So we did an episode in episode 31. We recorded an episode about who needs a holiday anyway. And then 10 episodes later, I went on holiday to Cuba. Who needs a holiday anyway? I think that was I really liked that one because it was talking about how when you're building anything, whether it's a business or family or whatever you're doing, you just want to work. And if you want to be successful in it, you want to work as hard as you can and put as much effort as you want. But actually, you do need to have a break sometimes. And even if you don't have a break for yourself, you have it for the other people that you go away with or whatever. So that was really good. Enjoyed that. And then, the episode 41 talking about Cuba and that one was talking more about being cut off from internet and Wi-Fi.
You had no Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Which was a weird experience, but it was really good. So check out episode 41.
Episode 32. That's a big
episode
word.
30 plus 2.
Big numbers here. With Val Mackay.
Yeah, so serious subject actually.
Val Mackay, personal development expert, has done some great things in her life, and we wanted to talk about homelessness.
Yeah.
Because it's all very well talking about success, but sometimes people aren't successful or need a little bit of help. So we talked about homelessness and some of the things that we could be doing to help people. And what was interesting is that she called it a middle-class social problem where a lot of people, although they're homeless, they're not actually on the street, they're just couch surfing and just going between friends and things like that. So it's a real problem out there, and it requires a lot of thought and action from our government to really make sure that we address this problem. But some interesting insights.
Yeah, definitely. I really enjoyed it. I wasn't there for that one, was I? But I really enjoyed listening to that, listening back to that one. And then episode 33 was Nicole Bremner, which was our first trip to see Nicole again when we went up to London to see Ollie and Mark. We interviewed Nicole.
That was when we were on the run.
Yeah, it was when we were on the run. And we were actually in one of her developments, which was like a £5 million development in London, which was incredible. Some really high-end furnishings in there.
Yes, they were like
on
custom,
the ceiling. Yeah.
Imported from America or somewhere like that, and it's just everything was bespoke and
really
stunning
nice
in there.
And so we talked with her about building your personal brand. There's a bit of drilling in the background, but that was because it was a live site. Yeah, obviously. Yeah. And so that was really interesting. And actually, a couple of weeks ago, we went back and recorded another episode with Nicole, which will be out in the coming weeks, which is, again, loads of insight. If you've, at home, you would have seen the Facebook Live video, so you would have seen some of the insights from it. But yeah, really enjoy.
She's really funny.
Yeah, it's always good fun.
It's not work when you sit down with Nicole.
100%.
It's such a cool atmosphere.
Yeah, it's a good laugh. Yeah,
having a chat with her. Then something close to my heart.
Yeah,
episodes 34 and 35. It was a two-parter with Dr. Jeffrey Wigand. If anyone watches that video and sees that I'm a little pale, I was recovering from a really bad bug.
Yeah.
All week I just didn't get out of bed, but I just kept saying to myself...
You lost a lot of weight, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
A crash diet.
It was an amazing diet. But I needed to get better because on Thursday I had that interview and I couldn't delay it.
And it had taken like a while to get it right.
It took many months to get it done. But basically Jeffrey Wigand worked for the tobacco industry in the 1990s, 80s as well, sorry. And he saw that they knew that tobacco was addictive, and yet they testified in front of Congress that they didn't know that it was addictive. So basically they lied, is what was inferred.
And he was the whistleblower.
And he whistleblowed, and he told the CBS and the government about this insider knowledge. But it was that great risk and sacrifice to himself. He had a lot of death threats. He had armed guards from various divisions within the US government and security services just to make sure that he could actually make it to court to testify, which he did. And since then, a tobacco company over there has been sued for hundreds of billions of dollars. And he's working with governments around the world to make sure that they can actively pursue curtailing the influence that tobacco has over people's lives. So he's doing some outstanding work there. Definitely.
And there was the film, Russell Crowe's in the film that was made about...
Russell Crowe and Al Pacino starred in the film about his life and that particular segment in his life called The Insider, which was outstanding.
Awesome. Yeah, it was a really, really good, again, one I couldn't attend, but a great interview. And then episode 36, which was just incredible, like inspirational, really great to meet Mark Ormrod, who was blown up by an IED in Afghanistan in 2000. I'm going to get the year wrong, but it was 2003, I want to say, 2009.
No,
2009.
It's later in 2000,
Yeah. But just such an interesting story, and really, I think the main takeaway was how he's turned something that is like absolutely terrible thing that happened into...
He lost two legs
and an arm, and into like a real inspirational story. He's helping a lot of people. He's helping a lot of wounded and the families of servicemen that have been killed as well. And he's also now in the Invictus Games as well. He's going to be competing again in that. And he went to the royal wedding as well. And he's just doing a lot of really, really good things, and it's really nice to follow him.
And he's a funny guy.
Yeah, he was really funny,
He hasn't lost that humour in the face of adversity.
Definitely.
And really kick-ass guy.
Yeah.
Really, really enjoyed it. And it was a real pleasure speaking with Mark because he was very inspirational. His message is strong and just makes you realise actually the crap that you're going through in your life isn't necessarily as severe as what he's gone through. And if he can overcome it and still keep smiling and laughing, then really you need to look and reevaluate, is it really such a bad thing going on?
Definitely, totally agree.
So I love that guy. Mr. John Lamerton,
yes.
episode 38, The Lazy Entrepreneur.
Lazy Entrepreneur,
Self-styled. So this was an interesting interview because he talked about how he creates businesses that support his lifestyle. Whereas a lot of people tend to work in their business and it's all about the business and you work 24 hours a day sometimes it seems on your business. This man's all about creating a business that will supplement your lifestyle so you can go out and enjoy yourself because it's all about living and enjoying a good time. So he's created multi-million-pound businesses. He's done extremely well. He buys businesses which are quite small and grows them massively and scales them up. So, some really interesting insights.
Yeah, and he's, again, like really nice guy and really funny guy and, loads of insight in there. And like you say, it's really nice to meet someone that's building a business that supports them rather than something that just takes up all their time. And,
exactly.
Yeah. So episode 40, I really, really enjoyed that actually. Again, it's a bit of a theme, but it seems to be another one I couldn't couldn't make, but I really enjoyed your chat with Vicky Rouchet.
Oh yeah, Vicky.
Yes. And it was just really insightful. She's got so much knowledge, but it was sort of like, I felt like it was like real talk. She was like, don't be stupid and quit your job if you haven't got a plan of like how you're going to make money, and be realistic about your plan and things like that. And I really liked that part of it. I think that's what.
Yeah, she used to be a university lecturer, so she cuts through the crap pretty quick.
It, yeah.
And she brings that business background to property.
Yeah.
And she's a property mermaid as well. She loves diving. We both love diving. And so it's just interesting how people, they buy property and they don't necessarily have a good concrete plan and to treat it as a business, which you should, because it's 100%. A very serious investment. And there are risks involved. And she talks about how to create that business and manage those risks and the future of the property market, which is quite insightful.
Yeah, definitely. So
talking of property, then we interviewed the living legend that is Mr. Rob Moore.
Yeah.
And it was quite an interesting episode. So that was episodes 42 to 45.
Yeah.
And it was quite interesting because a lot of people will know Rob because he's this big, progressive entrepreneur. He's got podcasts, books, and his training companies. But it was quite an intimate chat where he revealed a lot about his personal thinkings, his experiences, as opposed to just talking about the usual progressive stuff. And that was great because you got an insight into the guy. And we learnt about some of the challenges he faces as a parent, and not putting too much pressure on his son, who's this up-and-coming amazing golfer. And also working with a business partner and making sure that you have a great business relationship. And some really great insights there into having a partnership and having a good, long, working, fruitful partnership, as opposed to where he was saying that he's seen a lot of the time where a lot of partnerships break down because there's resentment where one side's doing more than the other, rather than thinking of it as, well, what does this side bring to the table?
The value add rather than the time spent. Yeah, definitely.
And that was a great insight.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like you say, it was really nice to see him open up a bit, and really good interview up in Peterborough. Long way to go to Peterborough, but it was worth it.
Definitely worth it.
So episode 46 was Jacob Corlett, who is the founder of Shift, which is a platform for that matches people that want to move things with people that have things that can do the moving. If that's a long way around saying it. So I'm not sure that's their strap line, but
so it's like the Uber for moving.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, and just really good. He's a really young guy. He's only in his 20s, and he's built this big business that's profitable, and he's getting loads of investment in, and he's running it out of Plymouth, which is amazing, really. It's really, really nice to see. And yeah, loads of insight, and interesting to see how, unlike a lot of the people we interview, I think, from an entrepreneurship point of view, he started in that space quite young. So he actually went to like entrepreneur college, didn't he? And has gone through that route, which is quite interesting.
I didn't know that existed.
The Peter Jones Academy.
Yeah,
amazing.
So it was quite interesting because he must have had it within him from a very young age, as opposed to coming to...
Or at least had the environment that meant that was... that was
we talk about environment in the book, don't we, man?
What book's that?
I think it's coming out on the 24th of September. Success book about how to become successful. Episode 47 was a favourite of mine. We drove to the Darling Buds of May Farm.
We did.
Of which the TV series was recorded there. And that was to interview Mr. Simon Coulson, who's an internet marketing multimillionaire. So he's built up 5 7-figure businesses. And we talked to him about his beginnings, really, and how he did it, because he's just an ordinary guy.
Yeah.
And he's quite humble about it. And you would think, if you achieve so much and you're a multimillionaire, you'd be a different person. But no, he's really down to earth. And he talks about how to create good businesses using the internet and creating these brands and these information products that he teaches how to do it. Plus, he's the lead singer in Coldplay.
Yeah.
Which is the UK's #1 tribute band to Coldplay.
It is.
And he sounds really good. So if you go on YouTube, search for Simon Coulson, you'll be impressed with how good he is.
And we've got another one coming up, haven't we, with Simon, because we recorded 2 while we were there, so that'd be really interesting.
The information product and how you can do it, and we also talked about his personal journey, and he revealed stuff that he's never revealed before.
Ooh, teaser. There we go. So coming in the coming months, that'll be coming. So 48, which we've actually released this week, so as we're sitting here in June, was Commercial Conversion Panel, which we filmed live at Exeter, the professional investment group in Exeter. And it was really, really good. I really like that. We had some really good experts on there. both from development point of view, from finance, and from a tax advisory point of view. So really good, rounded discussion, I thought, on the risks associated in commercial conversions, getting into them, who you need around you, those kind of things.
And if you're interested in looking at property commercial conversions or even developments, it's a good way to hear from experts who've done it, and perhaps some of the things that we're told by various people where you can do it no money down. Actually, the reality is quite different. So, some interesting insights. And we've also got a couple of other episodes in the pipeline before then. Really excited. But we have some incredible podcasts that recorded and not yet released. So we'll give you an insight in what we've got. We've got an interview with Peter Hill again. Talking about employing a good member of staff and some of the things that personnel people face challenges
and
with.
Actually that's quite tricky in the current labour market, so how to really nail that down.
BMW? We interviewed BMW about their rich 100-year history and what the next 100 years mean for BMW, and some interesting business insights as well were shared. Tina Walsh, property sourcing compliance, and that's an interesting discussion. Rick McMahon, who is the lead drummer in Coolplay. He's also a #1 best-selling author and has helped hundreds of other authors as well. So really interesting to get his insights. And also he's great outsourcer. So he outsources a lot of his business and he spends hundreds of thousands of dollars a year doing that. And we're going to get some great insights in that. And of course, the one and only Nicole Bremner returns as well. Another fun interview with her. But our ultimate game plan, I guess, Mo, is to interview the likes of Warren Buffett, Richard Branson, Bill Gates, and all these titans. Oprah Winfrey, another one, just to get some insight really into and ask some questions that they haven't maybe been asked before, and just understand the person behind these 100%. Great successes. So we can't wait.
No, exactly. So we want to know your favourite at home. So get in touch via hello@yoursuccesspodcast.com or via Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And don't forget to sign up for the Your Success book launch. I don't think we've mentioned it this episode, but the launch is happening on the 24th of September, so get it in your diaries. If you head to tiny.cc/yourbook, that's tiny.cc/yourbook to register your interest. It doesn't cost anything to register your interest. The book's a consolidation of all the insight that we've got from speaking to all of the interviewees on the podcast, and also from our own experience. And it's currently being peer reviewed, which is very exciting. And the feedback has been really good so far. There's been some really good feedback in terms of how we can make it even better, but also what we've got in there at the moment is we think it will really help a lot of people because it's really consolidating everything that we've kind of been through.
Success, not just about becoming rich and famous or releasing a sex video or whatever it is to become famous. It's about your success and it's across any field. So that's what we're trying to approach it from. So thank you for listening to our favourite episodes. Honourable mentions, of course, Mr. Philip Oak and numerous other people, David Aggis, as well as hundreds of other people that have helped inspire us along the way as well. Please leave us a review on iTunes if you enjoy listening to this, and it helps get our message out to more people and help inspire and motivate them.
And for everyone that leaves a review, we're going to do a shout out on the podcast and on our social channels as well. So if you can leave us a review on iTunes or wherever you listen to the podcast, that'd be really, really great.
Thanks again. So I've been Angelos.
And I've been Mo.
And see you again on the next exciting episode of Your Success Podcast.
Your Success Podcast is proudly sponsored by Your Tax Partners. If you're in business or an active property investor, talk to them to better understand your tax affairs and your options. If that's you, there is a special offer waiting for you at tiny.cc/successpod. That's tiny.cc/successpod.
You have been listening to Your Success Podcast. Click subscribe for more incredible content. More details can be found at www.yoursuccesspodcast.com.